Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me as always, salute. And for my faithful patrons, double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how to improve or how to increase your FICO 9 credit score. And the reason is because with the new FICO 9 credit score, you're able to get access to more funding, okay? So that's the reason we're focusing on the FICO 9 credit score, all right? Now, a few ways that you can actually boost up the FICO 9 credit score. If you're paying your rent and you're not getting credit on your credit report, you can sign up for companies like Boom Pay or Rental Karma. If you use your debit card a lot, you can download the extra debit credit card app and connect that to your bank account, and all your debit card transactions will report to the credit bureaus, okay? Now, you also can use add-on authorized users. Now, I know there's a confusion because some people said that authorized users don't work. But again, in terms of on authorized users on FICO 8, they're not counted, but on FICO 9, they actually do count. Now, in terms of what type of authorized users, that's a different situation that needs to be explained. But we're focused more on how to actually boost up the credit. So also adding a Experian boost. Again, a lot of people, well, I don't like Experian boost, but hey, if it's given, and most people get about 12 to 15 points on the Experian file. As a matter of fact, the accounts that I'm going to be showing you mostly rely on Experian. Okay, Experian FICO 9 at that. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And then say that you're paying your utilities and you have your subscriptions like Hulu, Netflix, things of that nature. Again, those subscriptions and also can help boost up your credit score. All right, and that actually can boost your credit score between 25 up to 100 points. Now, the first account we're talking about here is the Navy Federal credit cards. And I know some people, they like, well, I'm not a military member. It's hard for me to join or whatever. And I did make a video that explains how you can possibly join without actually being a military member. Okay. Now, in order to open up account with Navy Federal, they'll pull your Equifax FICO 9. Then, like with personal loans and credit cards, they'll pull your TransUnion FICO 9. Okay. With business credit cards, they pull your Experian FICO 9. Now, one thing I want to tell you all about the internal scoring that they have, that I talk about a lot, because a lot of financial institutions, they starting to really rely on this. So even though you may have a challenging FICO score or a low FICO score, they're starting to look at the internal score in terms of what are your deposits like? How many accounts do you have with us? That's helped increase the internal score. Now with Navy Federal, their internal score, and as you can see here, goes anywhere from 100 to 450. And so people, like I said, people have in the past, and they're still doing it, you can have a 580 credit score, right? And Navy Federal is still approving them for $25,000 credit cards. And it's mainly because of their internal credit score, all right? Now, another financial institution is America First Credit Union, all right? In order to join them, you don't have to be any type of military affiliation or whatever. You just pay $5 for membership to apply. Okay, and again, they're focused on the Experian FICO score. Now, one of the things I must say, a lot of credit unions, they may rely in terms of like your Equifax, but a lot of them are leaning toward your FICO 9 credit score. All right. Most of the, let me say this, most of your financial institutions, like with your regular banks, Bank of America, Citibank, Chase, they will pull your FICO 8, okay? But like with a lot of your credit unions, they have switched over to actually looking at the FICO 9. Now, here's another one, Affinity plus Federal Credit Union. Now, here's another thing that I want you all to understand why I'm telling you about these here, credit unions here, is because they offer the Visa Signature Card. And for those of you who may not know why the Visa Signature Card is so important, it's because if you're trying to get a $5,000 starting limit, if you wanted to get a $5,000 starting limit, you want to look at the Visa Signature Card. Now, some credit unions, they may have it as the Visa Premier or the Visa Platinum, but most of the time it's the Visa Signature Card that starts at about $5,000 limit. Okay, and again, you don't have to have perfect credit, but at the same time, you definitely want to beef up your file. So when you join these institutions and stuff like that, you have enough points and making sure that you have a low debt to income ratio and a good enough income. Now, average income for a lot of these credit unions, I know, like even with Navy Federal, most people have average incomes of maybe about between $75,000 to $100,000. Now, does that mean that that's the norm? No, you may still can apply and get a higher credit limit with a lower income. Again, it just depends on your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay, to join Affinity Plus, it's a one-time payment of $25 toward the Affinity Plus Foundation. Now you have Member One Credit Union, and again, it's $5 toward membership and apply. All right, and they're pulling from your Equifax FICO 9. Okay, so again, like I said, some of these credit unions, many of the credit unions are still looking at your Equifax, but at the same time, just keep in mind that they're more focused on your FICO 9 credit score. Okay. Now, here's some credit cards that really focus on your FICO 9. And so even if you have like new credit or you just have a little challenging credit, but you have a good financial relationship with your banks and stuff, and you have good deposits and not a whole lot of overdrafts and everything, and you're not in check systems or early warning systems, these here credit cards may be a consideration for you. And one of them is the AVANTCARD. And so there's no deposit required. So that's, like I said, these here are accounts that if you have bad credit or you're just building up your credit and stuff, and you're trying to get high limit credit cards or unsecured credit cards with no deposits and stuff, these are the type of accounts you want to go to. Okay. Now with the AVANTCARD, it's reporting to all three credit bureaus. No hidden fees. Every 6 months, they're looking at your account to see how you manage the account to determine if they're going to give you a credit line increase. Okay. In terms of cash advance, they charge 3% to 10%. But again, it's through web bank and it's a soft pull on your credit. So that's the good thing about it. Now, Upgrade is another credit card. I actually did a video explaining about Upgrade credit cards as well as Upgrade loans. Now with the Upgrade credit card, Visa credit card, again using FICO 9. And the credit score can be about a 580 for approval. Now, again, because they're not really focused on the credit score as much as they're focused on your financial stability. So they do a soft pull. And again, the cool part about them doing a soft pull, if they'll do a pre-approval. Now the pre-approval, they actually show you your dollar amount right then and there. Okay, so you're not guessing, well, how much are they going to give me? They actually show you that right then and there. So which is very good. And also, like say that you get a $5,000 limit from Upgrade Visa credit card. and you use about 1,500. Well, unlike the credit card, like accruing interest daily, the amount that you charge can turn into like a personal loan, so which is charging you lower interest rate on it. Okay, so that's one of the great things about this. All right, and again, no fees. So you're not paying any annual fees. So no annual fees, no activation fee, no maintenance fees. And once you approve, you get an instant card. So if you're planning on shopping online or something and you're trying to do something right away, you get a virtual card that you can use instantly. Now, I just want to make a brief statement about the FICO 8 versus the FICO 9, because a lot of people are not familiar with this. But understanding the difference with like I said, with Citibank, Bank of America, Chase Bank, they will pull your FICO 8 credit score because they're issuing new bank cards, okay? And so that's what they determine if you qualify for their cards, okay? Now, difference between the FICO 8 and the FICO 9 is that the utilization is a little more sensitive than it is on the FICO 9, okay? One of the cool things about the FICO 8, like if you just had one late payment, one 30-day late payment, that may not penalize you as much as you had a 60-day or 90-day. But like with some of the FICO scores, like a 30-day late payment, that can actually ding you between 40 to 80 points. If you're 60 days, you're hitting it, you're dinging the credit at about 100 points. So that's the reason I tell you guys, if you can, even if you only can make the minimum payments, make the minimum payments, but do not get any late payments on the account. All right. And again, like I stated earlier, that with the FICO 8, no authorized users, they don't calculate that into it. Okay. Also, speaking of no authorized users, say that you was trying to get a FHA loan. Now the FHA, I think they pull either FICO 5 or FICO 2, but at the same time, if you have AUs, and this is also something that can help your credit as well. If you have AUs on your credit file and you're trying to get a FHA mortgage, they want you to remove them off. Now, here's something else. Say that you have some authorized users on your file, and the people that put those AUs on there, those accounts went bad, then you can just call the financial institution and ask them to remove those AUs, and you can see your credit score go up because of that as well. Now, if you have collections accounts on the FICO 8, if it's just $100 or below, it's not going to hurt you on the collection side. Now, in reference to the FICO 9, like your medical bills, public records and stuff, it's not putting a bigger emphasis on your credit score anymore. Okay, so if you have medical bills, you may have a eviction on your credit. Something like that, with public records or whatever, that may not affect your FICO 9 credit score. Okay, again, collections accounts that have a zero balance, that's not affecting your your FICO 9 credit score. Okay. Now, we talked about in terms of making sure that you report your rental history, because again, it influences your FICO 9 credit score. The FICO 9 credit score can also be influenced by adding authorized users as well as adding utility bills. Now, another card that you may want to consider if you're trying to rebuild your credit or you have limited credit is the JASPER MASTERCARD credit card. Now, because they have no annual fees, you can qualify with limited or bad credit. It reports to all 3 credit bureaus, and it's also Experian FICO 9 web bank. All right, no transaction fees. Then you have the Deserve. deserve FICO 9, no annual fees, qualify with limited to bad credit, reports to all 3 credit bureaus. The cool thing about the deserve card is that if you make 3 billing payments, if you use $500 and you make 3 billing cycles, then you get the Amazon Prime. So if you're a person that likes using Amazon Prime, they give you an actual free membership, which is very cool. Now, again, another thing, once automatically approved, you actually can start using the card right then and there. Okay, so then there's no deposits, no annual fees. Okay, and so if you're an international student, you don't have to, if you don't have a social security number, that's okay with them, because they're there to help you build a strong credit file. Now, here's a couple of cards that I like. It's the PETAL, and they use FICO 9 as well. Okay, and so the PETAL 1, both of these cards 1 and 2 is no annual fees. The PETAL, the difference is in terms of the credit limit. And for those of you guys that have these here cards or any of the cards I mentioned, put a comment below. Let me know. Do you like those cards? Is the interest too high for you? Did they give you good credit limits? Let me know what they did for you. Okay. However, the PETAL 1 is from 300 to 5,000, and the PETAL 2 is from 300 to 10,000. Okay, and every 6 months they'll give you a credit line increase. All right. So again, if you don't have a credit score, they use your cash score, meaning that they look at your bank account transaction. Okay, so no foreign fees, no annual fees. It reports to all 3 credit bureaus and no deposit required. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you accounts that if you have challenging credit and you're trying to get those higher limit credit cards, or you're building up your credit and stuff and you want that 5,000 or higher, this is the reason that I'm making this video. So you can actually, you don't have to rely on the banks. Now, one of the things I have to say about the banks is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo also pulls FICO 9. Okay, so again, if you're trying to build a relationship with Wells Fargo, just remember they pull your FICO 9. Now, one more card I wanted to tell to you all about is the TOMO card. And some of my clients, they have the TOMO card. They love the TOMO card. And one thing about it, most people don't understand that the TOMO card is a charge card. And because it's a charge card, it means that you can't carry a balance on it. All right, so you can have new credit, or if you're rebuilding your credit, you still have a chance to get approved. Now, the cool part about it, again, they're not focused more or less on your credit score. They're focused on your financial banking information. So you would have to set your bank account up with Plaid so they can actually see the type of revenue, the type of accounts and stuff you're actually dealing with, to determine how much money they're willing to approve you for. And so that can go from 100 up to 10,000. All right. But again, there's no money up front, no annual fees. It reports to all 3 of the credit bureaus. So now you have these different credit cards, as well as financial institutions that you know that, hey, I want a $5,000 or higher credit card. So looking at those institutions, this is how you start to really take advantage of your FICO 9 credit score. So if you have any questions or trying to understand more about your personal credit or business credit, I would encourage you to click the link below and schedule a consultation with me. You can go to HoustonMcMiller.net or 3-Way Funding, schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.